Professor Indrajit Chaube, Professor Bernard Engel, Professor Ashwani Kumar Sharma, Professor Deepak Khare, Professor Ashish Pandey, and Professor Basant Yadav. I request all the dignitaries to please come to the dais and take their respective seats. Thank you very much. Now I request our students to please welcome our guests with a bouquet of flowers. I request Professor Ashish Pandey and Professor Basant Yadav to please welcome our guests. Shri G. Ashok Kumar, IS Director General, National Mission for Clean Ganga, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India. Professor VP Singh, the Chairman, International Advisory Committee, Texas A&M University. Professor R.N. Mishra, former CMD, SJVNL Limited, and Independent Director, IGL and PTC Limited. Professor Indrajit Chaube, the Dean and Director of University of Connecticut. Professor Bernard Engel, Dean College of Agriculture, Purdue University, USA. Professor Ashwani Kumar Sharma, the Acting Director, IIT Roorkee. And Professor Deepak Khare, former Executive IWRS and Dean Finance and Planning, IIT Roorkee. Now I would request Professor Ashwani Kumar Sharma to kindly honor our chief guest of the evening, Shri G. Ashok Kumar Ji. I request the students to please bring to facilitate Professor Ashok Kumar Ji. Maybe we can have a round of applause, please. Light is a symbol of enlightenment. Following the Indian tradition of lighting lamps for the divine blessings before the auspicious events, I invite all the dignitaries on the stage to kindly proceed in for lighting of the lamp. Okay. Okay. Now I request everyone to kindly rise for the Kulgit of IIT Roorkee. Can we please have the Kulgit music, please? जयति जयति विद्यासंस्थान जयति जयति विद्यासंस्थान गिरिशृङ्गो श्रेयभिनन्दित गङ्गाजलतरते करुणा जयति जयति विद्यासंस्थान जयति जयति विद्यासंस्थान शिक्षा आदर्शों में उन्नत जीवन शिल्पी गुणचनारत शिक्षा आदर्शों में उन्नत जीवन शिल्पी गुणचनारत श्रमं विदान किमपि साध्यं यंत्र कला कौशलभ्यां जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जन जीवन प्रासाद उठाकर सेतु बांध भूखंड जुड़ाकर जन जीवन प्रासाद उठाकर सेतु बांध भूखंड जुड़ाकर अंतरिक्ष में यान उड़ाकर देता भगवान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान
जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जय जनहित जीवन मित्र धरा स्वर्ग शोभा निर्मित जय जनहित जीवन मित्र धरा स्वर्ग शोभा निर्मित विज्ञान पट में भूपरनाता स्वर्ण विहान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान नई प्रेरणा से दीपित मन नव स्वप्नों से हर्षित लोचन नई प्रेरणा से दीपित मन नव स्वप्नों से हर्षित लोचन नए सत्य की पुर में राष्ट्र जीवन कल्याण जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान गिरि शृंगों से अभिनंदित गंगा जल करते कल्याण जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान जयति जयति विद्या संस्थान.
Thank you, everyone. Moving on, I now request Professor Ashish Pandey, the Executive Vice President of IWRS and the Chairman of ICFWR, to kindly deliver the welcome address for the function. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Mohit. I welcome Sri G. Ashok Kumar ji, IAS, Director General, National Mission for Clean Ganga. I also welcome Professor VP Singh, Professor Bernard Engel, Professor Indrajit Chaube, Professor Deepak Khare, Professor R.N. Misra, and Professor A.K. Sharma, Director in Charge, IIT Roorkee, and my colleague, Professor Basant, Professor Mohit, and all the dignitaries who are attending this conference and media person. It's a matter of great pleasure that now we are at the validity function of 3 days international conference on future of water resources. Sri G. Ashok Kumar ji always supportive for our initiative. I know how much he is busy, but even with his busy schedule, he could make it this event. So thank you so much, sir, for your gracious presence in this validity function. I know that this conference could not have been achieved to this level without the guidance of Professor VP Singh. Since inception, he guided us and he suggested the keynote level of high standard. So due to that only, this conference has reached up to that level. Thank you so much, sir. I also thanks our colleagues from the department and staff of WRDM as well as our students. Due to their immense contribution only, this event is possible. Because you know, we are only 10 faculty members. So even everybody is deeply involved. We can't do without the support of student. So once again, I welcome you all and thank you all for giving your valuable time to attend this conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the address, Professor Pandey. Now I'd like to request Professor Basant Yadav, the Secretary IWRS and the Organizing Secretary of ICFWR, to please present the conference report.
Thank you, Professor Mohit. All the dignitaries present on the dais of the dais, delegates, colleagues, guests, students, and other present in the valedictory function. I, Basant Yadav, Secretary IWRS and faculty in the Department of WRDM, welcome you all to this valedictory function. This event marks the 45th anniversary of the IWRS, bringing together experts, scientists, policymakers, students, and stakeholders to address critical challenges in the water sector. This conference has the participation of over 400 participants, including delegates from NMCG, CWC, NIH, GFCC, BBMB, DRI, NHPC, and IGL. In this international conference, we had 11 plenary sessions with 32 keynote speakers from diverse backgrounds and expertise. We had academicians, scientists, engineers, and policymakers from India and countries like US, Canada, Australia, UAE, Netherlands, Spain, Japan, Taiwan, Portugal, Italy, and Nepal. On the very first day in the plenary session 1, 2, and 3, we had thoughtful talks covering the various aspects of UN Sustainable Goals for the water sector in India, anatomy of hydrology, data science, water security, groundwater, and surface water scarcity, river interlinkages, flood management, microplastic pollutants, climate change issues and impact, and watershed planning issues. We also had a special session by Deen Dayal Research Institute, where we discussed traditional wisdom and practices in the water sector, water source management, and the use of horticulture for water utilization. On day 2, we had 6 plenary sessions discussing environmental impacts of modern agriculture, critical water resource infrastructure, multi-scale soil moisture transpiration coupling, groundwater recharge, fire management, and sustainable land and water management, precision agriculture, opportunities and challenges of inter-basin water transfer, smart agriculture, and other themes. On the second day, we also had a special session under the aegis of Bharat Singh Chair with a key discussion on the impact of climate change on water resources system of the Indus Basin. On the last day in plenary session 10 and 11, the focus was on threats of climate change on drinking water and sanitation practices, analytical opportunities for field soil water content, hydrological and water quality models, and the transdisciplinary approaches to store, share, and sustain groundwater at the village level. We also had 2 technical sessions with 11 parallel sessions in which around 110 participants from around 60 institutes like IITs and IITs and other colleges presented their work. In these technical sessions, we had 11 presentations on latest data analysis techniques, 8 on data monitoring, 23 on disaster and extreme weather events, 18 on water contamination pollutants, 29 on surface water and groundwater availability, 8 on water supply management, and apart from that, we also had 2 poster sessions showcasing around 38 posters covering the diverse aspects of water source and their applications. In the technical and poster sessions, we selected 3 best papers and poster presentations in which we had significant theoretical, experimental, or modeling research analyzed by students or an early career researcher. The top 3 awardees will be presented with a certificate and a cash prize of around of rupees 5,000, 4,000, and 3,000 respectively. I will request honorable guest, chief guest, Shri G. Ashok Kumar ji to kindly present the award. I will announce, and if you are in the audience, please come on the stage and collect the award. So the first best paper presentation award is presented to Nimisha K for the paper titled Selection of General Circulation Model for Downscaling Precipitation in the Bharatpulaja River Basin. ID number 90, please get round of applause. Okay, I think they are not here. The second best paper presentation award is presented to Rupali Nayal for the paper title A Pioneering Study on Microplastics in Upper Ganga River Tributaries near Dehradun, India. Paper ID 1157. Okay. Again, please, round of applause. The third best paper presentation award is presented to Falguni N for the paper title Use of Pervious Concrete in Conjunction with Rainwater Harvesting System in Hills with the Rocky Soil Type. In the poster sessions, the first best poster presentation award is presented to Sandeep Kumar Chaurasia for the paper titled Enhancing Water Use Efficiency in Canal Command Area for Sustainable Agriculture. Mr. Sandeep, please come on the stage. The second best poster presentation award is presented to Ashish Tarodia for the paper titled Exploring the Dynamics of the Hindan River Basin for Sustainable Agriculture, Deciphering Crop Water Footprints. For third position, we have a tie. So the first one is the Dhananjay Pashwan for the paper titled Soil Moisture Retrieval from Dual Polarized Sentinel-1 SAR Data for Over-Agricultural Region using a water cloud model. And the third best prize for poster session is Devanand Thakur. Understanding the flood risk from monsoon and post-monsoon rainfall, a holistic bivariate framework over a multi-hazard resource constrained coastal catchment. Mr. Devanand Thakur, please. Thank you so much, sir. So in general, the presentation addressed a diverse array of topics while remaining interconnected through our shared research interest. The chance to interact and socialize added an extra dimension in this international conference. We eagerly await your feedback from the participant delegates, and I hope you had a great experience in the last 3 days. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor Basant, for presenting a very comprehensive detail of ICFWR. And congratulations to all the awardees. Best wishes from all of us. I now request Professor Deepak Khare, the former Executive Vice President, IWRS, and Dean Finance and Planning, IIT Roorkee. At present, he is also the BIS Chair Professor at IIT Roorkee. With a brief introduction, I would like to invite Professor Khare to kindly address the August gathering, please.
Thank you very much, Professor Mohit. A very good afternoon to all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. The last 3 days, many excellent sessions, technical sessions were held. And as the theme of the conference is Future for Water Resources. So obviously, many issues which creeped up have been discussed and possible solutions have been discussed as the demand supply gap is increasing everywhere. So this is the scenario that ultimately the management of water resources that would become one of the most important factor. As the demand supply gaps are increasing across the globe, it is not limited to only the developing countries. So the poor management is one of the factor which is responsible. And I believe that as the banks, they are saying for KYC, know your customer. Similarly, for any water resources professional, I believe that KYA, if we know your area, means our study area, so that if we know what is happening in my area in quantitatively, so that is the only difference. The common man, a sarpanch also says in my village the groundwater table is depleting. But as a researcher or as a water scientist, water professional, it is expected that we should be able to tell the numbers. And this is where we can help the society or the government when we know our area in terms of the quantities, and then we would be able to actually diagnose what is the extent of the problem in any area. As we go to the doctors, he takes a lot of investigation, then only we are able to, he is able to understand our situation problem, and then proper solution is there. So similarly, I think in the water resources sector also, if the water resources professionals, if they have understood their area qualitatively and quantitatively, then I think the solution of the problem, first of all, understanding the extent of the problem, then the solution. So I believe that in last 3 days, very excellent sessions were held, and many inputs from the national and international researchers would be useful by the policymakers in making use of their inputs for the better management of water resources for sustainable development. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Khare. Professor VP Singh is the chairman, International Advisory Committee, Texas A&M University, and distinguished professor, Regents Professor, and the inaugural holder of the Caroline and William N. Leller Distinguished Chair in Water Engineering at the Texas A&M University. He is also a distinguished member of ACE, an honorary distinguished member of IWRA, a distinguished fellow of AGGS, an honorary member of AWRA, and fellow of EWRA, AC, IH, and ISA. With this brief introduction, I would like to invite Professor Singh to kindly address the gathering, please.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Mohanty. First of all, let me also extend my very warm welcome to all the participants. This is not the time for a lecture. This is the time for celebration of what we have accomplished during the last 3 days. So with that, Sri Ashok Kumar, IAS Director General, NMCG, Professor Ashwini Aki Sharma, Acting Director, IIT Roorkee, Professor R.N. Sharma, former CMD and Independent Director, IGL, Professor Ashish Sharma, Professor Indrajit Chaube, Professor Bernard Engel, Professor Basant Maheshwari, and of course the people sitting over here, Dr. Kritika Kothari, and many of my colleagues who are in the audience. I will not name them, and of course Professor Deepak Khare. You know, the last 3 days, especially for me, have been very stimulating. The keynotes have been absolutely extraordinary. I learned quite a bit from what my colleagues presented day for yesterday, and partly today. I think a couple of keynote messages I would like to say. One of the key messages of the conference is collaboration, collaboration, and collaboration. If you really want to be successful, the area of water resources is so interdisciplinary that there is no way for you to address all aspects of water. The way water resources should be addressed simply by focusing only on one dimension. For example, water quantity and quality are exactly like right hand and left hand. They are equally important. It is meaningless to talk about one without due consideration to the other. They both must be simultaneously considered. So in any government policy, and this is particularly, I'm directing at the Director General, since he's one of the policy makers. In any policy relative to the governance of water resources, it's very important that both water quantity and quality should be simultaneously taken into consideration. Also, since ours is a little complicated water resources situation when it comes to governance, there the problem becomes even more complicated. Unlike, say, for example, the United States or other developed countries, where the states have essentially a right over the water resources. And of course, we spend a lot of time arguing and fighting and so on rather than collaborating. That's why I say collaboration is important. But in any event, in any policy, if you do not consider the quality aspect, there is no way to make a long-term fruitful water governing policy. For example, one state, of course, almost all major rivers in India are interstate rivers. And of course, many major rivers are international rivers. And of course, we have our share of international rivers. It is quite likely that one state may be doing at the upstream all the pollution. The downstream state should not be held responsible to deal with that pollution. The only way to ameliorate this situation is by collaboration, by talking to each other, formulating the policy. The other aspect that I think the other key message is we have to manage. Of course, there were many papers which covered a broad range of scientific issues, and they were really very important for all of us to learn something from them. But at the same time, we also have to remember water resources is something that we need on a daily basis. So whatever we do must have a practical value. All the modeling that you people discussed, and especially the students, the model is for a practical use. It is not enriching the literature by any means. So you make sure that your model has all those practical aspects such as uncertainty analysis, decision-making, error analysis, so that the model can be put to practical use. That is another message. The other thing that is, I think that is also important is that we have to improve the human dimension. The boundaries, what I call professional casteism or professional compartmentalization, is no longer valid in this 21st century. The time has come where we have to integrate all kinds of sciences, be they social, political, legal, administrative, whatever, besides hardcore engineering and hardcore sciences. This integration has to occur, and especially the students who are pursuing their PhD dissertations or who are going to embark upon pursuing their PhD dissertations, you make sure there is so much of scope for you to do really good quality work, but also practically useful work if you integrate these sciences so that you can not only enrich the water resources scientific literature, but also you can come up with a useful product. So with that, let me, since I have only 4 minutes, and I think I've taken more than 4 minutes, which normally happens, but in any event, I would like to once again express my deep gratitude to the entire organizing committee, particularly Professor Ashish Pandey, Dr. Kothari, Kritika Kothari, Dr. Basant Yadav, and Dr. Mohit Mohanty for doing such an outstanding job. Last but not the least, it is the people behind the scenes who do the real work. And the people behind the scenes are the graduate students, postgraduate students, PhDs, masters. So my appreciation to all of you who I have not met, perhaps, or I have not seen you work, but I know you people are working behind the scenes, days and nights, having a lot of sleepless hours. So, but I think you can take the satisfaction in the fact that with your efforts, this has been one of the most successful conferences ever held on the campus of IIT Delhi, and largely because of the contribution that you make, the dedication that you exhibited, the sleepless hours that you put in, and the result is that we are witnessing. So with that, thank you once again, and I hope you will continue doing the good work. This kind of conference should not be the end. This should herald the beginning of even larger and even more successful conference in the future. With that, thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Professor Singh. Professor R.N. Mishra is the former CMD of Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam Limited and independent director of IGL and PTC Limited. Prior to joining SJVN, Professor Mishra was the executive director, National Hydroelectric Power Corporate Limited. He has more than 40 years of experience in power sector. He has varied experience in planning, project appraisal, environmental issues related to hydropower projects, project monitoring, contract management, and execution of large hydropower projects. With this brief introduction, I would like to invite Professor Arvind Mishra to share a few words with us.
Thank you very much, Mohit. Good afternoon, everybody. Honorable Shri Ji Ashok Kumar, Chief Guest, dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, distinguished delegates, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. We have discussed during this conference future of the water resources. If I limit myself to the Indian context, the importance of the water has been understood immediately after the independence. And that's why we have the Bhakra Nangal and later on Sardar Sarovar and many other projects in India. Of course, the progress has not been so fast, so rapid, or so much that our needs could have been fulfilled. I'm a person from hydropower sector, and we have been always thinking that this sector is not being given due attention. A lot of songs have been sung in the praise of hydropower, but in real life, we could not develop the hydropower as we should have developed because it is a renewable power. And as far as the water is concerned, I remember in year 2000, there was one study conducted by World Bank, and they came up with a report, Indian water economy bracing a turbulent future. So the issues are not new, but new dimensions have been added, especially because of the climatic changes which we are experiencing. Now, during this conference where we have seen that the number of papers have been put up, a number of views have been expressed from the technological angle, social angle, economic angle, from the research point of view. And I feel that in future, the complications will increase because of the increasing population. And therefore, it is very important that everybody should come together. That is the politicians, bureaucrats, technocrats, researchers, media, citizen, everybody should come together. As Dr. BP Singh has said, they have to all collaborate. And if we collaborate and a proper policy is framed and its advocacy is done properly, definitely we may always expect for a bright future for the water resources. And I hope it will be there. If the water resources will have a bright future, and we all should work for that. With this, I thank all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for the wonderful address. Professor Indrajit Chaubey is currently the Dean of the University of Connecticut, College of Agriculture, Health and Natural Resources. He also serves as the Director of the Connecticut Cooperative Extension System Center and the STORS Agriculture Experiment Station. With this brief introduction, I invite Professor Chaubey to share a few words with the August gathering.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. And I must say that it has been an absolute joy to be a part of this conversation. And I am extremely honored to be one of the keynote speakers and be here at IAS with so many key people who are working so hard to make sure our future of water resources are intact. I have three quick observations. One is that I have been very impressed by comprehensive nature of the discourse here, starting from future of challenges of hydrology and hydrologic model, technology, etc., to looking at the climate change and how climate change has emerged as the single largest threat to future of water, and how the climate change is going to impact communities differently. Those who are coming from resource constrained and poor communities are going to have the bigger burden of climate change compared to those who are coming from these backgrounds. Honorable Ashok Kumarji, as you make policies, I hope that you keep that in mind, that not everyone will be impacted in the same way from climate change and challenges that it brings to the water resources. And so the second point I want to make is this problem is so complex that no single individual, no single institution, or no single organization can address it. And therefore, there has to be a multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary approach to tackle these issues. And I hope that as we move forward, not only interdisciplinary work is encouraged, but it is recognized and celebrated as we work together in addressing these water availability and water quality issues. And the third point I want to make is all of us are working on these issues with one goal in mind. We want to help our stakeholders, the citizens of India, USA, wherever we individually are working. And so why not bring them into discussion early enough and get their input on what their challenges are, and use that as a starting point as you chart your course of research or your course of study or project or whatever you're going to be working on. Bring your stakeholders early enough in your work and co-create the solutions. And when you do that, the impact of your solutions will, in fact, go last mile in solving the water resource issues. So with that, I'm really thankful for the opportunity I have. And I want to congratulate the organizers for doing such a fantastic job with an amazing conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Chaube. Professor Bernard Engel is the Glenn W. Sample Dean of Agriculture and Professor of Agriculture and Biological Engineering at the Purdue University. He is also a fellow of ACB, and his central area of research falls in the domain of environmental and natural resources engineering, data science, and digital agriculture. Welcome, Professor Engel, to share a few words with us.
Thank you. What a great way to spend 3 days. I don't often get a chance to spend 3 days any more solid thinking about water resources, its future, having great conversations with old colleagues, meeting new colleagues, engaging with students in this way. So it was a fabulous way in my first trip to India to spend 3 days. So thank you so much for that opportunity. You know, I think a couple of things that sort of struck me were the great conversations that occurred throughout the conference, the fabulous presentations, and really an opportunity to stretch one's thinking. And I suspect that's true for all of us that were able to attend the 3 days of the conference. One thing that I think is very, very clear in engaging with the students is that the future for water resources is actually quite bright. We have tremendous resources in the room here at your institution and institutions represented in the audience today. And if we can only put them to work, and as Dr. Chaube said, this interdisciplinary approach, this teaming approach that we saw exhibited quite frequently throughout the conference is one that I think is going to position the future to address some of these big challenges we've talked about and be successful. It's going to get it done that way. So thank you to the organizers, and certainly it did not go unrecognized. All the work of the hard work of the students behind the scenes. Fabulous job. Congratulations, and a job well done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Engel. Professor Ashwini Kumar Sharma is currently the Dean of Faculty Affairs, IIT Roorkee, and the Acting Director. Professor Sharma is a professor at the Department of Biosciences and Bioengineering and also a life member of the Indian Society for Citriculture, Indian Crystallographic Association, and the American Crystallographic Association. With this brief introduction, I invite Professor Sharma to share a few words.
So good afternoon to all. Shri G. Ashok Kumar ji, thank you for accepting our invitation and come all the way. Professor VP Singh, thank you, sir. I think he has been very kind, interacting and coming here regularly. Professor Bernard Engel and Professor Indrajit Chaube, thank you for coming. And I think I interacted with you in DSP department also, if you could recall. Professor R.N. Mishra ji, thank you for enlightening words and a lot of experience you have. All the colleagues from WRDM department, all the dignitaries of the dais, participants, students, and ladies and gentlemen. I would, at the outset, would like to congratulate the whole team of Professor Ashish Pandey, Professor Basant Yadav, and whole team, all the participants, students, for conducting such a wonderful conference. I think we should give a big round of applause for all the volunteers who have worked hard on this particular thing. I think we had, as I told, we had great sessions, a lot of intellectual input, a lot of discussions, collaborations, and I think this is a way forward, and this topic is timely, the future of water resources. I think many countries, many states are facing this particular problem. I think intellectual conversations has to be translated. They have to be worked upon fields actually. The citizens, the common people has to be stakeholder. And one thing which is very important has to be taken forward is awareness. Awareness for saving our water resources. As we say here, water is life. Jal hi jeevan hai, or jal se hi jeevan hai. That is very important. But I'm quite intrigued by the very simple fact that we all of us work for our life, we all work for our benefits. But when this common message that we have to save water, we have to make sure that we don't pollute water. That message, somehow we look for short-term solutions for our problems and we don't look for long-term vision actually. And the common people has to be made aware that what we are doing, if we are polluting the rivers, if we are polluting our water bodies, if we are closing all the water bodies which are present like in form of lakes and ponds in our villages and utilizing it for some other purpose, short term it might be very good actually. It might benefit something. But in long term, we are harming ourselves. So I think this message has to go across to all the citizens, not only like common people, but all of us actually. This is like a common feature. I congratulate again the whole team and I thank all the dignitaries to come here. I hope you had a good time here and I welcome you again to IIT Roorkee campus and had a great time here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. At this stage, I feel privileged to invite the past executive vice presidents of IWRS and the head of the departments of WRDM for the immense contribution in the field of water resources development and management. I please request Shri G. Ashok Kumar ji, Professor Basant and Professor Ashish Pandey to kindly felicitate them. I request Professor Gopal Chauhan to kindly come up to the stage to receive his award. Can you have a big round of applause, please? Any? Yeah, please. Sir.
With all the humility at my command, I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude for my alma mater and all those who were responsible in front and in the backstage for the successful completion of the conference, and wish you all the luck. Thank you.
Many congratulations, sir. I now request Professor M.L. Kansal to kindly come up to the stage to receive the felicitation. Many congratulations, sir. I request now Professor Deepak Khare to kindly come up for the award. Many congratulations, sir. I now request Professor S.K. Mishra to please kindly come up to the stage.
Thank you so much for the kind of felicitation done to us. I think this is one of the most wonderful job done by Professor Pandey, his team, and his advisors. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I once again congratulate everyone. Our best wishes to you. It is an absolute honor to have Shri G. Ashok Kumar, IAS Director General, National Mission for Clean Ganga, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India. Shri G. Ashok Kumar ji is the Director General of NMCG in the rank of Secretary to Government of India and is famously known as the Rain Man of India for his pioneering work related to rainwater management. During his tenure, NMCG scaled new heights and made significant progress and won many accolades. It was recognized by the UN as one of the top 10 world eco-restoration flagships at the COP15 of biodiversity at Montreal. With this brief introduction, I invite the G. Ashok Kumar ji to kindly address the August gathering, please.
Good evening, everybody. Taking the cue from my previous speakers, we're stuck to the time, and this is, I think, one of the best part of the conference. The speeches are very short, simple, and sweet. So I'll have to stick to that. So Professor VP Singh ji, Ashwini Sharma ji, all the dignitaries on the dais, and of the dais. Thank you for inviting me. My association with IIT Roorkee has been for quite some time. I'm becoming a regular fixture for almost all the conferences every year. February, I also come here as mission director for National Water Mission earlier, and then now as PG of the National Mission for Clean Ganga. So very wonderful things have been said, and when I look at the name of the conference, the theme of the conference is Future of Water Resources. I think I would say that our future is water resources. In fact, I mean, you are in the right topic, because we may have lots of money, lots of technology, but if you don't have water, you will not survive. And the world has finally realized its importance, and really, the world has started taking notice of the importance of water. I can tell you, in this country where Prime Minister Modi ji is leading, he has taken a totally new water to new heights. The Swachh Bharat mission, the Jal Jeevan mission, the constitution of Ministry of Jal Shakti, the National Mission for Clean Ganga. Lots of things are done in the last maybe 10 years to address the water issues. And he has been leading from the front on both the aspect, Mr. Professor VP Singh said, the quality and quantity aspect. We look at the quantity aspect. We have done a lot of work. The Catch the Rain campaign, which was mentioned, was one of the very successful campaign, the Jal Shakti campaign, the Catch the Rain campaign, and the trust given on protecting the water bodies has really been a very remarkable feature in this in the last 10 years. Constitution of the Ministry of Jal Shakti, bringing together various departments handling water to handle and take complex decisions and on an integrated platform. That is one very major success or innovation which he had done. And also the constitution or setting up of National Mission for Clean Ganga, the taking water to the house by through the Jal Jeevan mission. Then biggest quality campaign, the Swachh Bharat mission. A prime minister talking from the ramparts of Red Fort on toilets, necessity of ensuring that dignity of women are protected. Not only that, how these used to create and spoil the water bodies. I can tell you from my example, in 2001, when I was collector of a district called Nizamabad in Andhra Pradesh, we started a movement to build toilets. So I originally belong to Kerala, so we have a more fetish about cleanliness. We started this movement called Shubhrata, where we did 1.4 lakh toilets in 2001. 2001, 1.4 lakh toilets, Pakka toilets. And then the fallout of what that was interesting, which I also did not expect. My diarrhea cases in the district came down from 5,000, 7,000 to 157 next year. It's amazing, because what the people used to drink was the water probably washed with all the nice soil, with the thousands of people used to go in the morning and do it. So when we constructed toilets, at least this much open defecation came down. And I was just calculating about maybe 100 tons of night soil, which used to be otherwise used to put in the open, which would have otherwise got washed into the drinking water sources, was prevented. So it's a huge campaign which Modi ji started with the Swachh Bharat mission, which has multifarious effect in the life of people, your health of people improve, your number of days you lose on medical leave, etc., goes down. The expenditure, which actually out-of-pocket expenses, which the poor family used to go give for the treatment of waterborne diseases has come down. So it's a huge win-win situation if we handle the quality part of it. So very rightly, Mr. Singh Saab mentioned about it. And I also represent the National Mission for Clean Ganga, which is probably, as was mentioned, recognized as one of the top 10 eco-restoration flagships of the world. And we could, with the blessings of the Prime Minister, with the blessings of the stakeholders, with the blessings of all the people on the banks of Ganga, achieve what was considered impossible. Ganga is clean. With all my authority and command, with all my humility, I would say that we could manage to clean Ganga, and Ganga is much, much more cleaner than what was earlier. The testimony is that the number of dolphins have gone up, number of native species have gone up, and these are the bioindicators of the quality improvement of water. So that is something which we could achieve. So water quality and quantity had been a very, very important aspect in this governance in the last so many years, and that's why I said the future of water is very, very bright. I was going through the themes of the conference today, or the papers we have presented here and the sessions here. Very, very diverse topics were discussed. Climate change were discussed, agriculture were discussed, irrigation was discussed, then groundwater to snow melt, everything was discussed. But I probably found that there are couple of missing points. Was reuse of water was not much emphasized. I don't know if it was there or not, but I just seen the topic. You said about microplastics, but not about the emerging plastics. So, but as you all know, there is a lot of topics underwater which can discuss. So everything cannot be covered in one 3 days conference. But nevertheless, as I heard from the previous speakers, and the way they have assessed this conference, definitely it would have been very great event. A lot of intellectual conversations, a lot of participation on it. Now I'll take maybe 3-4 minutes, because I was allotted 15 minutes time. I will not take that much time. So I would look at what is the future, or what a vision which the man working in the water sector for last maybe 5-6 years continuously, and earlier also, would like to be in India. First and foremost thing is that we have to break the silos in water. Water is one, but unfortunately, water management is divided into various silos. You have an urban water, you have a rural water, you have agriculture water, you have industrial water, you have polluted water, you have groundwater, you have surface water, you have flowing water, you have non-flowing water, you have lake, you have talab. All are separated. It's time that we take water as one, and we have, because all are interrelated. It may not be in the surface, but underneath there is a lot of interaction. Rain which comes from the sky actually recharges the lakes, it recharges the groundwater, and also the river flow enhances if there's a lot of groundwater there. So there's a lot of unseen interrelated connections between all these waters, and hence we have to treat water as one. And that's why I would say one of my biggest contributions into the water sector would be the formation of the Jal Shakti Kendras. During the Catch the Rain campaign, which was mentioned earlier, we had put forward an idea of Jal Shakti Kendra. A Jal Shakti Kendra in every district would be a common water resource center. So why I'm telling you this, because when you youngsters, young children, students, when you go up to the field, you also should check up whether this has been established or not, which have been set up or not. The figures which I have is that in almost 630 districts out of the 700 districts in the country, we could manage to push them to set up this Jal Shakti Kendras, which would be a repository of information of all water related information in the district. So if you go to a district, as of now, or maybe 3 years back, if you want to know what is the rainfall, you ask one department. If you know what is the ground charge, the water table, another department. What is the agriculture usage, another department. What is irrigation, another department. What is the water required for drinking water purpose, another department. That again, rural is something, municipality is something. So it was all fragmented. So we thought there should be one place where we will have a common resource of information. So that's one thing we did. And also, we talk about rainwater harvesting structures. It actually emanates from that. Rainwater harvesting structures, everybody talks about it and everybody says that we should make rainwater harvesting structures, rainwater harvesting structures. But if you ask them to do a rainwater structures, many of them do not know what exactly is to be done. And again, these structures are different from various climatic zones, various subsoil strata. So we started off with a center for telling what is the exact nature of the rainwater harvesting structures you should build in that particular area. You can listen to Sonam Wakchuk talking about ice stupas built in Ladakh, but if you try to do that in Rajasthan, people call you a fool. You can't have stupas in Rajasthan. You can't have the same rainwater harvesting structures in Maharashtra because you have a salt rock underneath. The same where there's a porous soil is there. So depending upon the area, we have to make the appropriate rainwater harvesting structures, and that is where again the Jal Shakti Kendra come in. They will be they'll be able to tell you what exactly is the type of rainwater harvesting structure should be. Professor Deepak Khare had been working on that. So these are some of the major problems which we face. So I would say that in future of India, I would envisage a water sector which is not broken into silos, where all water will be will be handled as an integrated water resources. Second, there should be better demand side management. We all talk about a lot of supply side management, but it is high time we move and focus on the demand side management, because our water agriculture sector, which takes about 85 to 89% of water in the usage in the country, is very, very inefficient. We have a water usage efficiency of 30%, 35%. When a farmer in India uses 3,000 liters of water to produce 1 unit of paddy, our farmers, other farmers in USA and China probably uses only 700 liters. So there is a tremendous scope for improving the water use efficiency by better irrigation. But we never focus on it because our departments, irrigation department and all the technical people, will try to use more and more concrete structures, more and more dams to be built without focusing on how you can improve the area under irrigation if we use better irrigation practices. So that's the second important thing. So we have to increase the water use efficiency. We have sort of set up National Bureau of Water Use Efficiency there. We have to actually, third important thing is we have to probably manage the oversupply of water. Your water coming in rainy season in very large quantity in a very brief spell, which is mainly due to the climate change, has to be properly harnessed, and our issues related to flood has to be managed. So I would envisage a future in India where the flood is properly managed and the water is properly stored for the summer months. It's a very interesting situation. You see, you have floods in the rainy season, and 3 months or 4 months down the line, you have tankers running in the villages to supply drinking water. So how can you connect this water which comes in the rainy season to the summer season, and how can we reduce the problem of the common public? So the flood management, and the last and most important, there are two more things I would say, is data. Many of you are research students, you will be wondering, where do you get the data? Data in water is a big issue here, and we are trying to fight with various people who hold the data as their own price position without sharing, to break and come together. So we are looking at India, where there will be good water data available and shared for the public to use it. And the last point is that all these things are possible. Water management will be possible only and only if there is people's participation. So please get people involved, as was rightly mentioned, stakeholders to be involved. So in most of my campaigns which I did, whether it is the Catch the Rain campaign or whether it's the National Mission for Clean Ganga, my primary focus was on people and getting people together. So that is why probably it will be sustainable, because people, when the community takes charge of a project, when they find there is something good coming back to them, they will maintain it. So these are some of the ideas of the future. Because I mentioned this because of future of water resources was mentioned here. So you have a bright future. All of you are in the right track. Water is going to be important. Water will be one of the most limiting resources when you talk about a $5 trillion economy or a $50 trillion economy, or $100 trillion economy. You may have iPhone manufacturing, you may have aerospace manufacturing, you may have Boeing company coming in India, but people, if they don't get water to drink, nothing will be there. So Jal hi Jeevan hai, and your future is very secure. Be bold to be very, and be proud of being working in the water sector. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shri G. Ashok Kumar ji, for your kind words. I request Professor Ashwini Kumar Sharma to kindly felicitate our chief guest, please. Thank you very much, sir. An event of this stature and quality doesn't happen in a day. It took hours of intensive discussions and planning. The student organizing committee of this conference deserves a special mention here. Thank you for the outstanding work you guys have put on. Now I request the entire student organizing committee along with the organizing team of ICFWR to please come onto the stage for a photograph with the dignitaries. Everyone can please come up. Please come fast, all the student committee members. Thank you everyone once again. With this, we come towards the end of what has been a very fascinating day of, I would say, 3 days of extensive discussion and interaction. This conference witnessed amalgamation of ideas from pioneers working towards the security and sustainability of future water resources on which this conference was originally conceptualized. I'd like to extend my sincere gratitude to all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais for gracing the valedictory function. I sincerely thank Sri G. Ashok Kumar Ji, IS and Director General NMCG, whose benign presence has certainly uplifted the spirits of all the participants. Thank you very much, sir. I sincerely thank Professor VP Singh, the Chairman, International Advisory Committee, Texas A&M University. Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable contribution to this conference. I wholeheartedly thank Professor Bernard Engel, Purdue University, for your presence and active participation during the entire conference. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Indrajit Chaubey, University of Connecticut, for gracing the event and sharing his innovative ideas during the entire conference. I extend my sincere gratitude to Professor Ashwini Kumar Sharma, the Acting Director and Dean of Faculty Affairs, for taking a time from your extremely busy schedule and gracing the event. My heartfelt thanks to Professor Deepak Khare, the Dean Finance and Planning, IIT Roorkee. Thank you very much, sir, for your support and encouragement towards the organization of this conference. My sincere thanks to Professor Ashish Pandey, the Executive Vice President, IWRS, and Chairman of ICFWR. Your leadership and vision has been very much instrumental in the successful organization of this event. I extend my sincere thanks to Professor Basant Yadav, Secretary IWRS and Organizing Secretary of this conference, for his indomitable commitment and contribution towards the successful organization. I thank Professor Kritika Kothari, the Treasurer and Joint Organizing Secretary of ICFWR. Thank you very much for a very constant and in-depth planning of the conference, which eventually resulted in a very smooth organization. My heartfelt thanks to all the keynote speakers and session chairs of both keynote and technical presentations, many of whom have traveled from different parts of the world. Thank you for your time and trust. My sincere thanks to the entire fraternity of IWRS who have contributed to the conference at various levels. It is my duty to thank all the participants of the conference, without whom the event would not have been successful. You are the ones who have played a key role in bringing a different flavor and aura of the conference. Thank you very much for your quality contribution and participation in the conference. I hope you had a great time at IIT Roorkee as much we had in hosting you. I would like to thank all the faculties from Department of Water Resources Development and Management, IIT Roorkee, and also from NH who have contributed significantly to the conference in various ways. A sincere and special thanks to the Student Organizing Committee once again, and the organizing staff from IWRS and WRDM, who have played a key role in days and nights in making this event of this grandeur. I'd like to thank the Institute Computer and the media team for covering the event in detail and smooth conduct of the entire program. It is my honor to thank all the sponsors of ICFWR. The ICFWR committee would like to thank the National Mission for Clean Ganga, NMCG, Ministry of Jal Shakti for being the major sponsor for the event. We're thankful to the Deen Dayal Research Institute for being the knowledge partner for this event. ICFWR committee is grateful to the Ministry of Jal Shakti, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Science and Engineering Research Board, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, Power Finance Corporation, Uttarakhand State Council for Science and Technology, NHPC, Indraprastha Gas Limited, Bhakra BS Management Board, the Hindustan Petroleum Corporation Limited for sponsoring the conference. We also gratefully acknowledge all our supporters and exhibitors, the ADK Instruments, Floodcon, EMIL, DHI, and IdeaForge. Thank you once again, everyone who have contributed to the conference in various shapes and at various levels. Now I would like to request everyone to please stand up for the national anthem.
जय गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा। जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे, जय हे, जय हे, जय 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 हे।
Thank you, everyone. Now I request you to proceed for the tea break. Thank you, everyone.